Alright guys, so today I'm going to inform you about the Copper, Bronze, and Iron Ages. And I've researched this for the past couple weeks to give this speech to you guys, and it's relevant because some of the ideas that were started back then are still used in modern day today. So let's begin with the history of the Copper Age. So the Copper Age started in about 4500 BC and it lasted until about 3500 BC. So what was a major point of the Copper Age was actually the social hierarchy was being created at that point in time, because before that you had an egalitarian society in which everyone is equal with each other. But with the addition of copper into the society, it gave rise to the warrior class, which was above the peasant class, because they could then provide safety for the peasant class. And then also the copper became a metal of choice and building material of choice in these societies. So you had sturdier buildings, you had sturdier weapons, you had sturdier farm implements, so you could farm more land, you could farm better land, and just stuff like that. So the some of the largest effects of the Copper Age is the social hierarchy. Now let's move on to the Bronze Age. So the Bronze Age is important, and it was from 3500 BC to 1500 BC according to Cure.com. And it's important because of trade routes, and it really cemented the idea of war. So the trade routes were important because it really, during the Bronze Age, to make bronze you needed copper and tin. Tin was a very rare commodity that was only found in a few small places in the world. So they had to create trade routes so that different communities and empires could get the tin to make bronze, so that they could have better armies and better arms for their armies. So the trade routes were really like the precursor to the Silk Road, which was very important later on in history. And so bronze also was a major factor in creating the idea of war within humanity. So before, they were basically just surviving, trying to keep away from the predators and all that stuff. But now with bronze, a much harder metal, they could then start fighting each other, and that led to the creation of spears, swords, armor, chariots, cavalry, the whole 9 yards that you think of when you think of war. So and the Bronze Age ended in about 1500 BC with the Iron Age right after that. So the Iron Age, according to Forge magazine, was the first evidence of smithing by hammering iron into the shape of a dagger was found in Egypt, dating in 1350, which is why that is about the start of the Iron Age. So there was a bit of a discrepancy between the Bronze and the Iron Age in most places. So, and the Iron Age, some important milestones in that were the creation of coins for trade and war, because war became, even though it was in the Bronze Age, it became a lot more prevalent throughout the world. So coins were important because you could then use that to trade instead of carrying around a bunch of, I don't know, trees to trade for salt or something like that. You could then use coins to trade for the salt, and it made trade a lot easier and more prevalent as well. And then war also became a lot more prevalent because of the trade routes, because of all of the resources, and because iron was a lot more prevalent, so a lot of smaller empires and kingdoms could fund a much larger army. And so during this period you saw the rise of a bunch of empires that were some of the strongest in history, which would be the Roman Empire, the Persian Empire, the Hellenistic Greece, which included Sparta, and the Macedonian Empire, which was a very large and powerful empire for a little while. So the prevalence of iron really helped with war, and the coins really helped with trade, which was a large precursor, again, to the Silk Road. So in conclusion, we have the Copper Age, which was the social hierarchy and building material, metal being used as building material. And then we also have the Bronze Age, which wars became a lot more prevalent, and trade routes creating the precursor to coins and the Silk Road. And then in the Iron Age, we have the creation of coins and a bunch of strong empires coming about. Thank you.